of excellence. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue our celebration of the life of Mahatma Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, let me take a few minutes to recall some of the things. So much has been written about Gandhi. There were at least 1,000 biographies by this time. He himself was a prolific writer, and his work spans about 100 volumes, very thick volumes. Most of them are in the Carlton Library. So what does this man mean to us? Why do we celebrate his birthday, and why do we erect statues to honor him? In a recent article, Jagmohan Gandhi, professor at the University of Illinois, grandson of Gandhi, and his biographer, a very critical biographer, provides at least a partial answer to this question. And I quote from Jagmohan Gandhi: Gandhi was a human being who, like all of us, lived with contradictions. But he united and emboldened the Indians of all kind, like no one before him or after him. And he offered the world a hope that the human conscience can triumph against long odds. Today, more than 6 decades after his death, he serves as a reminder that irrespective of race, caste, or religion, the world's peoples must and can live together in peace and equality. What is the place of a statue of Gandhi on the Carlton campus? Professor Noel Salmon, who is our speaker this afternoon, had perhaps the best answer. When he was in conversation with me, he said, and I paraphrase his words, as students and scholars walking along the gently curving path by the Rideau River turn a corner and unexpectedly meet the statue of Gandhi, they will pause and reflect and perhaps wonder how this man inspired so many who sought peace in the world, and how he can still challenge us to embrace the ideas of liberty, equality, and fraternity. Professor Noel Salmon is going to speak to us this afternoon about this encounter with Gandhi on the shores of the Rideau River, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce him to you. Dr. Salmon is Associate Professor in the College of the Humanities at Carleton. He was educated at Upper Canada College, Bishop's University, and the Nova Scotia College of Arts and Design, and went on to do an MA in the History and Philosophy of Religion at Concordia in Montreal. Dr. Salmon studied Christian theology and Sanskrit at McGill University, obtaining a doctorate in Asian religions in 1999. He also studied South Asian art at the School of Oriental and African Studies, University of London, and held an internship in the Department of Oriental Antiquities at the British Museum. He has been a faculty research fellow with the Shastri Indo-Canadian Institute in Canada and a fellow of the Royal Asiatic Society. Among his many publications is a book entitled Hindu Iconoclasts, Ram Mohan Roy, Dayanand Saraswati, and the 19th Century Polemics Against Idolatry. Dr. Salmon's current research interests lie in a modernist form of Asian religions, Hindu and Buddhist, reform and revival movements, and also in religious views of nature and religious responses to environmental crises. His interests outside the academy include wilderness canoeing and flight from the world to the forests of the Gatineau Hills. Dr. Noel is passionate about the subject of his scholarly interest. He even went to Tibet to work with Buddhist monks, and he has spent much time in India pursuing his interest, and those visits perhaps evoked his interest in the study of Gandhi and his thought. He has written several articles on that subject and teaches a course at Carleton entitled Gandhi Across Cultures. But the best description of the ability and character of a teacher is perhaps how his students feel about him. And there are lots of confidential student comments on Professor Salmon. At Carleton, we have this tradition of asking students to write confidentially about what they felt about their teacher. And these comments, which I quote some of them, are truly amazing and almost uniformly glowing in nature. There are many such comments, and I do not have the time to quote all, but here are a few gems. A student says, amazing professor, knows every aspect of his material inside out, and is extremely passionate about his work. Something wonderful to see. Another one writes, awesome professor and a fantastic human being. And one more, kind, gentle, and positively brilliant. Another one, awesome professor, awesome man, friendly, funny, helpful, and smart, and absolutely fantastic human being. Students don't often write such superlatives. Super teacher and highly informed, articulate and bright. And it goes on to say, his voice is extremely relaxing, and he has a way with words. In fact, his voice is so soothing that it can easily put you to sleep. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Noel Salmond.